Hey guys, and welcome back to the Low Poly Wolf class. In this lesson we're going to go through how to create the ears and the neck, the fur neck of our Low Poly Wolf. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go up to create the shapes where the blue cube is and select pyramid. Once you've selected the pyramid, I'm just going to use the scale tool here to scale it roughly down to the size of what I'd like the ear to be. So in our right view, just using the rotation tool here to rotate it so that it's roughly around the right sort of angle for the wolf ear. And now as we go into our perspective view, you'll see that the pyramid is sitting right on top of our wolf's head, right in the middle, which isn't right. So I'm going to use the move tool here. I'm just going to work in perspective mode for a bit, and using the move tool and the rotation tool to rotate the pyramid around the head, and then using the move tool here, just selecting the green arrow to try and slot it into the wolf's head. That's a little bit short at the moment, so I'm just gonna move it to the side a bit. I'm trying to get the base of the pyramid to align with just the polygons of the head here, so that there's no so that it's fully connected and it doesn't sort of stick out as much as it does at the moment. So from here I'm going to click Make Editable, which is the top left button that you saw me click there, and I'm going to click on the vertices square. You can see it's being highlighted on the left side of the screen, and I'm just going to select the top vertice of the pyramid and drag it up to make the point of the ear to make the ear pointy. Now I'm going to select the bottom two bases of the bottom two vertices here, like so. So just holding Control to make sure both of them are selected, and I'm trying to make the pyramid less fat. So actually, if I select the polygon tool here instead, or the faces, and just push it back a little bit, then use the rotation tool here to rotate the polygon a little bit as well, just so that it matches up with the line that you see on the head there, and then just moving it up so that it's less of a fat pyramid and more like a wolf ear shape. So you can use all three of those tools here, the vertices, the polygon, and the sides. And now I'm just going to duplicate the pyramid. Now the way that you duplicate is by clicking and holding Control. So exactly like how we created the end sides, just hold Control, click and drag the pyramid so that you've duplicated it. And now I'm just going to rotate the second pyramid so that it's so that we're working the other side. In fact, that's not quite working, is it? Let's try and use the move tool for a second. So I'm just going to move it to the other side. In fact, I'm just going to go into my top view here. I'm going to see if I can move the second ear to the right position. Let's see what sort of... we've got a symmetry tool here. So if we put the first pyramid inside and drag it inside the symmetry, you'll see that it's duplicated the first ear pretty much perfectly. So we can delete the second pyramid that we duplicated, and now we've got two ears for our wolf. Just sort of going around it to see if it looks correct. Going back into our right view, and yeah, it looks, I'm pretty happy with that. we can minimize the symmetry down, and now what we're going to do is create the fur. So going back into our loft tool, not lathe, just loft, yep, delete the font tags again, going back into this end side, put the end side inside the loft, rotating the end side as we did previously, 90 degrees, like so. And now I'm just going to rotate it so that it's roughly the same angle as the neck and the head. Scale it down again. And now I'm going to just think about how I'm going to create this, the fur ruffles. So I'm just control, holding and clicking. Then I'm just going to move it roughly into the place. I want the wolf to have a feeling where the top of the neck is quite furry. So I've embedded the front end of the end side inside the neck, and then the back end of the end side, so that it sort of flares out a little bit, just sort of emulating that fur feel. Just going into perspective mode, linear interpolation, and reducing the mesh subdivisions like so. And it's getting there, but it's not quite right. You can see how the end side at the bottom there is sort of jutting out, and it doesn't quite look like fur. It's not as big as it should be. So just scaling everything up, and you can see straight away just by scaling it, it's starting to add volume to the neck. So rotating it down a little bit. I think this side needs to scale down, and just looking around, this end side needs to scale up a little bit more, and this is starting to look more like the shape that I'm going for. Going back into our right view, don't want it to be too big, so just rotate it a little bit and scale it down a little bit, and you can sort of see what I'm going for here. So just renaming this loft, or in fact duplicating the loft, and I'm going to move the second loft, whoops, so using the move tool, move the second loft further down the neck, and again just using the selecting the end sides and using the move tool to try and create the ruffles of the fur. So as this is closer to the body, this second one, I need to make it a little bit bigger, as there's more fur further down the neck. So moving it up, and yeah, it's getting there. So you can see how I'm experimenting with the loft and the end sides to create the ruffles of the fur. So I'm just going to stop at 2 on the back of the neck for now, but with your own models you can experiment with 3 or even more. The more you have, the furrier your wolf will appear. So we're just going to stop the lesson here. In the next lesson we'll go through how to create the legs of the wolf using the same techniques. See you guys there.